going to have to ask, let me write this down. I'm going to have to ask Trey about these candles.
Tap the screen because they targeted my live for some reason.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Again. So it's a no. You don't feel as though Jen knew the address a while back.
If she did, she didn't say it to me, but I find that I'm a little curious about that because you sure didn't mind saying everything about her and never held back. I think she would have said that to me. That was news that I heard just today, matter of fact.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you have anything against Diamond, Black Diamond?
No, I absolutely don't have anything against Diamond. I pulled away for my own personal feeling. When the live happened with Siobhan, I got a lot of screenshots from people. I wasn't there. And it was mentioned a couple times on Siobhan Live where she said, hey, Diamond, you're in here again. And I think it was 3 times she was in there. Mm-hmm. And I was getting drugged all over the place.
Okay.
Me and some other people were getting drugged on that live.
Okay.
And I thought that Diamond maybe a day or two after that would have called and said something to me about it. Like, hey, Kelly, I heard about the live. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Diamond and I were pretty good on the phone. Mm-hmm. We weren't friends or anything, but we did text, we did call, and they were casual conversations. But I remember Diamond calling me after Trina and I had a spat, Catch Me and I had a run-in, and Diamond and Jermaine both were on my phone texting me, don't give that energy to them, Kelly, don't go to that level, it's okay. I have that.
You said who?
Trina and Catch Me. And because she had inquired before, hey, are you okay? Hey, don't worry about that. When the Siobhan thing happened and she didn't do it, it was okay. She didn't have to. I'm a big girl. You don't have to check on me. But the movement changed. You did that before. And okay. I found that odd. I waited. It was like a week. There was a little more time than that, and I was like, okay, well, she agrees with everything Siobhan said in the live. Let me just leave her alone, and I went my way.
Okay. I did hear that you felt some kind of way about a Siobhan situation. But did you ever feel as though you needed clarity on that versus assuming?
On Diamond's feeling?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you asked me. Clarity from whom?
To know that it was some kind of feeling about her being close or liking maybe Siobhan more or something. Did you have any real indication that really, was the case?
Well,
that was a feeling.
I initially felt like, well, that's odd,
Okay.
She normally checks, but in speaking with Jen, sending it home, she really convinced me, you're really not supposed to be in those spaces. You shouldn't be gifting, and Diamond don't care about you. And Kelly, you don't have any business over there. So by her not contacting me, that there were some things that Jen said that kind of came into fruition. Although I was hesitant to believe that. He was even with Hoover. I don't know Hoover.
Y'all make sure
He's
y'all tap
probably
the
a really
screen, please,
nice
because
guy.
they targeted my live for
I don't
whatever
know anything about
reason.
it. We
Keep
don't
the lights
follow each
going,
other.
please.
We've never spoken in the comments, in a panel. I don't know this gentleman.
Okay.
But
So, I'm sorry. So, you were having conversations with Jen about, okay, who would initiate the conversation when you would talk about Hoover or when you would talk about Diamond?
Jen. Now, I did ask her, did she feel like it was odd that Diamond didn't say anything about Siobhan's live to me, because I didn't know anything about it. And then when I got all these screenshots and they said she was there, that's when Jen talked to me about it.
Wow. Okay. So did Jen tell you she had major issues with Diamond, or you assume that because she was doing those videos on Hot Pocket?
Ask me that again.
Okay.
I think I'm tracking, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So did Jen tell you that she had issues with Diamond, or were you assuming that because of all of the videos she did about Diamond on Hot Pocket?
Oh no, she told me the issues. She had colorful names for Diamond. And I won't say those on here. But she had major issues. She didn't like being accused of that whole thing with Vessel and Trey, the editing. She was very, very upset.
Okay, a lot of people may not be aware of Hot Pocket. I am. And I've seen some of the videos that are on Hot Pocket, and for me, it shows that there were some people that were being targeted on the page, and was Jen doing that on purpose?
In my opinion, yes.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. I became familiar with Hot Pockets during the time when everybody was coming over to you all, because no one would accept us. That was really, really, really wild. I mean, everybody would be asking to be a part of Hot Pockets, but it was only, which I thought, and I have apologized, I thought that it was the $2 page, because that's the only place that we could see Hot Pockets, the videos that were being played. Were they aware that this page was yours and being uploaded by Jen?
No, $2 had no idea that it was Jen and I.
Absolutely. Okay. So who decided who would be on the page?
Jen. Because there were people that asked, and we looked at who the requests were. It was, Diamond and Thibodeau and there were so many people, right?
Uh-huh.
She did not want them in there. When Hoover had requested, she said, oh no, just wants to see the Diamond videos. So like I was going to say, with Hoover, I never had an issue with the gentleman. From where I see it, I think he's a pretty nice guy. I don't know, when I was over there before. but the text or the inbox that he sent Nikor to show us in the $2, I found out how Hoover felt about me. And I was kind of blown away.
Okay, let me ask you this. I see a couple of questions. Let me go back. Okay, this question puts me back into the videos I've seen on Hot Pocket, and some of you all in the comments or who may be watching may not have seen the videos, but they were kind of bad. And now let's go back to the text messages that you sent me. On one of the text messages, it said, you asked for permission, and I'm going to, I'm going to drop those text messages, and I'm going to point out some things that I'm talking about right now, so that I had it to be dropped, but time got away from me, so you weren't able to see these blown up text messages that I have to understand what I'm talking about, but you'll be able to go to it and see it. Now, on one of the text messages, there was 2 comments that was made by Hoover. One is a picture of someone adding Hoover that Jen sent to you because it was on her side. And wait a minute. Wait, something's going on. It's asking me to... Okay, I had to verify it was me. I'm sorry, you all. I was just, okay. I apologize, you all. There was a comment that someone added Hoover to say, look what they're doing. Then down at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken, Hoover added Jen and said, explain this. So, were people asking you, any of you all personally, about that page? Or were they speculating that it was you and Jen?
I don't really know if they were asking or speculating. I don't know. I just don't know.
Okay. I'm looking at a comment, $2 said, there was, and I have, all of these lives from back last year, and I've been going through them because I wanted to see, did I ever catch a glimpse? I caught Jen saying, hey, make sure you watch what we're doing Tuesday.
Right. I remember that.
Okay. And a video was dropped of Diamond. So would you all be egging on, and the reason I'm saying you all is simply because of you two owning the page or working on owning the page. So that's the reason I'm saying you two. Now, mind you, I did hear Jen was the one saying it, but I'm going to say this. So were you all egging people on to watch that on $2 so that people could see what was being done to Diamond?
I was not egging it on. I don't know about that, but I do know that movie night was every night over there. So we had to work pretty hard to get those videos in time for movie night, and that Aegon came from Jen to me. So not in there
Okay.
was the Aegon to, no.
Okay, absolutely.
I mean, not for me personally, I was an Aegon.
Okay. I mean, that was just from a person observing, and I do have the clips that, I will drop so that people could. Now, I'm going to flip-flop because, some people want to know certain things and some want to know others. Okay, do you know where Diamond lives?
No, no idea.
Does Jen have your address?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel as though no, never mind. Do you have her address?
Yes.
Okay. A question. It was a lot of things going on Diamond's live with people wanting her to be safe. Do you think her position, Jen's position, gives her a way of researching all of this information?
Yes, I do.
Okay, for some of you all that may not know, it's been alleged that Jen was a police officer or investigator for the White House. That's not what I personally think or have come across, but that's what everybody seemed to be thinking on this app. And with that being said, the threat of you working, being I don't know whether it's retired, I don't want to, say, but that she worked as an investigator for the White House. That has been used, that has been used to make a threat whenever she would get angry with certain people and say, where she worked. So the reason I'm saying this and I'm asking this question to you, Kelz, and I'm making the comments to you all is because of what has been said on these TikTok streets in the last few days that I have been watching. And it made me think myself on some of the questions to ask about these addresses. Okay. Okay. I'm going to jump back to the vessel situation. Did she tell you that she was in a relationship with Vessel? And also, I'm going to ask you about another gentleman in a few minutes, but did she tell you about Vessel?
She did.
So she told you what, they were in a relationship?
Yes, she did. And I asked her about that a couple of times. She was sickened by it from what I got on the phone. And I would spend my time calming her. I said, now, Jen, you're really in a relationship with someone you never met. You guys didn't even meet.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to make sure for the audience that we're talking about Jen, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Go ahead.
When she told me that, you know, it hurt her, everything he was saying and doing. And I said, well, what is he saying and doing? I mean, you never met. And she said, well, he's going to come down. He wants to stay with me. What do you think about that? And I said, well, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Whatever you're going to do, you're going to do. And she said, well, he can't stay with me. He has to stay in a hotel.
Okay.
Then she said, he wants me to pay for it and his flight over here. And I said, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody really truly on this app. But where we were at in the other circle of people, I don't think that's true. There was some things I questioned. I did not believe that. That this guy that wants to meet you for one time or a lunch or a dinner, that he has to get a hotel and a flight and everything, and he wants you to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
With what? Come on, Jan, with what? It started to annoy me a little bit. Because you need so much from me all the time. Where's that going to come from? Am I going to have to pay for it? Is that what we're alluding to, that I should do it? She has my address because I have to, DoorDash food. That address is, that address is, by the way, not my mainstay property. So I have a few properties. But I had to have her address to DoorDash your food. And if you're telling me Vessel's going to come see you, has to stay in a hotel and catch a flight, would like you to pay for it, I'm never doing that. I'm not that kind of, you're not going to do that with me. I found some things to be a little odd. I really did.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I have a series of questions, but wait a minute. Okay. There was a question. So Jen didn't work. Has she worked since you've known her?
She told me she hasn't worked in like 15 years. She has not worked, no. Just her candle business and her reborn, and that's it.
Okay. Let's go on to another section. Now, the reason that I'm going to bring up Siobhan is because Siobhan was on the Hot Pockets page. Do you and Siobhan talk, and were you all friends?
Siobhan and I did talk, and no, we weren't friends. The way that Siobhan and I basically got introduced was because of Abundantly. So when Abundantly came to Diamond's platform, she needed help. So I inboxed Abundantly. I would support her. And Siobhan and I did talk about it. So Siobhan was going to help with the DNA part, and I was going to help Abundantly with whatever she needed. And one day Abundantly needed something from me, and I told Siobhan. And it was just mindful. It was just me and Siobhan talking. And during that drag live she had, she told everybody what I did for Abundantly. I was pretty upset about that because we were helping this lady and only we knew, and now all of TikTok knows. But I liked Siobhan. I really did. And there were just some things that happened, of course, over money, that kind of split us up.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here, and I have to make a comment. You know, people have been saying that Jen is a liar on this app. And Jen spread a lot of people's personal information to me. And I have not been wanting to say this on this app, but what is so unbelievable to me is some of the things that you're saying, Jen told me. And this is part of it with abundantly, but go ahead. Wow.
I can barely hear you. So you're asking me what she said to me about abundantly?
No, I was saying that, you know, a lot of people have been calling Jen a liar or saying that she's been lying on this app. And I said, this is just really, wild to me that some of the things that you're saying is some of the things that she said to me about some of the people that on this app, like for example, abundantly, and it's just unbelievable. But well then, I'm gonna ask that question, Slim. But
yeah, tap the screen.
again, were you and Siobhan friends?
No, I didn't think so, and I don't think she did either.
Okay, you say it was, you know, money, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you all fall out?
I don't know the exact thing, but I know that there were about 3 occasions with Siobhan that I had. I frequented her lives, and she was pretty sad, and, you know, being a single mom and her kids, and she was having a bad day one day.
Mm-hmm.
I said in the comments, well, what do you need? Do you ever spoil yourself? Do you ever do anything for you being a mom?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no. I said, not even go, you know, get your nails done, get a massage. And she said, no. And I said, well, I want you to do that. I want you to have a you day and go get yourself a massage, and I'm going to pay for it. Well, I did. Then the next time I told her, just go to the counter, tell the guy when you're done with the massage, go ahead and call me for my card number.
Okay. You was giving your card number over the phone?
To the guy, yes, the vendor, of course. Yeah, we give it to the vendor.
Okay.
It's a business establishment. You know how many times I give my card number over the phone?
Okay. I'm just looking at, I'm looking at a whole, you know, you don't know none of these people off the app, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just, you know, I wanted to love on her. I wanted her to treat herself. If a lady is going through, I'm a lady, okay?
Okay.
And if you need a break, you just need a break. Just go get a break.
Yeah.
How much does a massage cost? It's not that big a deal. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Well, I did that. Then the next time, I wasn't available for it. I was driving maybe 3 hours, and I was getting a lot of text messages, and I didn't look at them while I was driving. I said, when I get to my stop, I'm going to go ahead and look at whatever this is on my phone. I'd rather people just call me. I'm driving. If you text me and you don't get me, just call me.
Okay.
I pick up on the first ring. I'm really, really approachable like that. I'm going to pick up.
Okay.
So when I got to where my stop was, I looked at my phone, and there was a couple messages from Siobhan. She was pretty annoyed. You know, Kelly, you know, you said you paid for my massage. I had to pay for it myself. I called her. I said, oh, my God. You know, I'm sorry, I was driving. You know, let me go ahead and cash app it to you. She said, no, don't worry about it. I guess I just need to adjust my priorities. And it was salty, but it was like, the message was maybe a massage was not that important. I don't need to be thinking about a massage when I have other financial things I need to do.
Okay.
But it got worse. It got so much worse. That same evening, I went into her live, and she told the live that, you remember that time Kelly said she'd pay for my massage? Well, she didn't. And you said you were going to do that. And I was pretty embarrassed. But I felt like, is the massage place going to close? Is this the only massage? They don't have massages anymore after today? Is there going to be another time? I tried to give her the money. Just go ahead and give it to her. I'm sorry. Then the third time where she was having a makeup class. And she was charging like $20 for a person. She's going to show them how to do makeup. Well, I attend her lives, and I know the makeup class isn't probably going to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, those colors are never going to work on me.
Right, absolutely.
But you know, we're supporting each other. I'm going to the live, we're supportive. So I told her in the comments, I'll pay for 5 people. You know, I thought that was pretty okay to do, right? 5 people can, participate. They don't have to pay.
So that's $100.
Right. So I slide out the live, and I send her a cash app of $100. And then I came back into the live and text her, hey, I sent you a cash app. And I had already put in the memo, it was for 5 people.
Okay.
So Siobhan said in front of everybody, yeah, Kelly, thanks. Yeah, I got the cash app. And let me tell you something, everyone. When someone gives you something, they should give it from the heart. And if they don't, and she went and told everybody because I didn't get excited, because she didn't get excited, that was the furthest, that really hurt. So it was the first time in my life that I have ever asked for a cash app back. And in 2 seconds flat, I got that cash app back. No problem. Sis, you let me know. You really let me know. You're pretty pissed at me. Then it was the rent thing. It was so much. I just couldn't see being ugly when I really didn't mean it. What are you talking about?
So wait a minute. You asked for the money back. How and did?
You're goddamn right. I asked for it back.
Okay.
I've never done that amount to anybody, ever. Not before her, after her. Have I ever requested a cash app back?
But she was being stanky to you about it, right?
Yes. And it wasn't just that. There were more things after that. And I just had enough. I was like, you know what? I'm sorry.
And all of this was because you didn't send the money quick enough for her massage.
Yeah, and I think she didn't like I was helping abundantly. I think there was a myriad of things that I'm not privileged to. I don't know what she was thinking, but I know what I got on the receiving end of that. Same with the rent, the $2,000 in rent. That was a mess too. That was
okay.
so bad.
Okay, wait. So it was $2,000 for rent?
Yep, and she didn't ask me for it.
Okay.
Someone had called me, 2 people got on the phone and called me and asked me if they should give it to her.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, she asked you guys. She didn't ask me. She didn't ask me.
Okay. But she was upset about that too.
Mm-hmm. Because they contacted me to discuss it. And
okay, listen.
She said that, why do y'all talk to Kelly about everything? Why do you run it by her? Well, Sophia was crying. So Sophia said for 2 days she was very, very upset about that. She said, Kelly, I don't have that money. I'm going to have to ask my mom. I'm just upset. And then Jaywalk really didn't want her to do it. He's like, it's early in the relationship. It was bad. It was so bad. Just to find out all that crying, and should I do it, and should I help her? You didn't even give her 50 cents. You didn't give her 50 cents. So we're mad at who? I don't know, man.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
Didn't give her $1. I heard that in the live when they sent me those videos. All that upsetness, bothering me, should I help her? Kelly, what would you do? If she asked you, what would you do? And you didn't give her 20 cents. I actually wish she would have asked me. Because I sure wouldn't have done her like that. If I didn't have $2K to give her, I'd have gave her something. But don't cry on me about what you think you should do for a person. You end up not doing shit anyway. I was furious with that.
Okay, this is leading right into what my next question is. You know, why are you in black spaces? You know, and wait.
I love it there. That's why I'm there. Because I love it. I really like a lot of the conversations. I really like. You should ask me what I don't like about my spaces. That should be the fairer question.
But I want to know about the black spaces, and then I'll ask you about the YT spaces. But you know, why are you doing all of this buying and gifting? You know, why are you doing all of these things in the black spaces?
Because that's where I feel more comfortable at.
Okay.
Actually, aside from a few people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more embraced and spoken to on this side than my own people.
Okay. Okay. But how do you know, you got some nasty messages from us. It seemed like some don't appreciate, you know, you being on this side with us. So why would you give $60,000 to places that for some reason don't want you?
Well, at first when I got those inboxes, I said, you know, you shrug it off. You're like, okay, you know, some people aren't going to like everybody. Some people aren't going to like everybody. We're not going to punish everybody. I'm not going to treat everybody the same because of a few inboxes, right?
Uh-huh.
So then after time, you still get them. Well, then I'll just move around to a different space then.
Right.
You know, I went from Diamond, I go to Tea Time, I just still wanted to gift. I just really wanted to do it. And there wasn't too much of anybody convincing me not to. But they got to be so ugly in February. That's why March, it stopped. I had enough because they were so bad. And a lot of them were troll page. I don't know these people. I don't know if they're fake account. I don't know these people.
Okay. You know, I don't know if all of you all were in here earlier when I asked Kelz about the money, and the amount is $60K in gifts and $7,500 in cash apps. And that is a lot of money to be given in our black community. And I've been hearing on this app about That's a lot of money, you all. And Kelz, that's from my understanding, from just hearing about, I don't know your resources. I don't know your financial status. I don't know anything about you like that. But that much money to people that you don't know, that, yes, in 1 year, that seem to not want you in Black spaces, it would offend me very much so if I went to the white tea community and I gave $60,000 and they not want me there. That's a bit much, but that'll be for you all to have conversation about, because that's just my opinion on that amount of money. Okay, let's jump around a little bit more. Were you a part of the $2 crew, and why? Well, okay, the $2 ladies, I'm sorry. And why?
Yes, I did go over there. And I'm not going to lie, I enjoyed it. I really did. When we first got together, it was, I think, off one commonality. We all had a little something in common. But yes, I was over there. I don't know if it was a gang or people are saying, were you part of the 9? I went to their lives. And $2, I mean, we had a lot of fun over there, despite other stuff. It was kind of fun to be over there.
I mean, you all, I would go and video you all over there, and you all tore this app up. I'm not kidding. You all really did. I would laugh at how silly you all were acting. It would be just crazy mad over there. But then, you all were, and I'm going to say this, you all were terrorists. You all would, if someone went after one, all of you all would band together, which made you all a strong group. Did you feel embraced over there?
Well, at first I did. That changed too. And it's not $2. It's not her fault. It isn't T's fault.
Okay.
But I did notice a change, and I had to step back. Mm-hmm. There were two things for me that it's not T's fault. I'm telling you now. But for that live and those ladies, I felt it's best to pull away from there.
You did? Why?
There was a lady in the group. I got some videos that were sent to me about the gifting thing, and she said, yeah, she's showing off her money, and she I made a bad way for myself too on the filter discussion that day. I didn't make a comfortable bed for myself, and I also didn't like all of them getting tore apart by Jen telling all of their information. I just didn't feel comfortable to be there anymore.
Okay.
It really changed. It got so bad. I'm like, I felt bad for T. I felt bad for a few ladies over there.
Okay. You correct me if I'm wrong, but let me refresh some of the people in the comments. When there was a filter that, if I could, and tell me if I'm wrong, so I apologize to you if I'm wrong. There was a filter that you made a comment about, and it was that this filter looks good on YT, but it doesn't look good on Black people. And when I was in the live, you said that you were going to contact TikTok and say this is not fair. That they have this app that doesn't look good on Black people. I mean, have this filter that doesn't look good on Black people, and it makes them look white. Okay, so then there was a comment made that it was taken, I think, out of context about you were making cracks on Blacks with this filter and how we look with these filters. Okay, I get you. I see you, T. I get what you said, but I am a simple person. I have conversations just like I'm talking to anyone, and I do say Black. And the reason I do that is because I just don't think if we're not going to call people Caucasians and we call them YT, then I make it common and just say Black. So it's no disrespect to any of our races. That's just something that I do. And so if I offend you all, I apologize. Okay. But, right. And there were people hearing different things. That's why I'm saying, that's why I wanted, I'm talking to the comments. That's why, some of you all heard something different. So that's the reason that I wanted to clarify this on exactly what did you mean about that.
Yeah, but I can explain it fully.
Okay, please.
So when we were goofing around with the filters, Aries exactly had the filter on, and she said, Kelly, how come yours looks better on you than me? Now, my misstep is I have always talked about this in the back to people, and they're probably not going to come forward. We've discussed this issue before to mutuals, right, about my feeling on these filters.
Okay.
About a year ago, I noticed one, and we were talking on the back about it. Mm-hmm. There was a filter called Pretty Girl, and I actually did contact TikTok about that filter. And I had made a video, and it was on my 10K account that I can't get back anymore. Okay. I can't remember the phone number on it. I lost that 10K account. It was actually the one that was given to me. But the Pretty Girl filter, when you put it on a white person, myself, I looked okay, but kind of pale as shit. And I said, when you put this on other cultures, that doesn't look good at all. I said, way to go, TikTok, with the division. Why would you have a filter like this that absolutely doesn't make anyone, if you're not Caucasian, this is a terrible filter. You're making them look pasty white, and that is not at all their feature. Okay. So I had a little war with them about it, and I was talking on the back, and it happened to come up in that live where Aries said, how come yours is prettier than mine? Mm-hmm. And I said, and I saw the video and looked at it many times about what I said. If I didn't know the person or that back conversation, even when I saw the video that I Am Asia Baby posted on her page, it was bad. Because I said to Aries, maybe it's because it's not melanated. When I've been on this app, the circles that I used to be in, they used to always call me unmelanated. Okay. It was a slang joke that they made in these circles. So when I said that, it didn't go over well at all. Imagine the shock. You have just hurt people in a live. Kelly, what did you say? Tea Time had me on her panel to explain it. I apologize. Miami, if you're in here, Miami ripped me to shreds. She got right up in the box. I took my licking. I misstepped about a conversation they don't even know is on the back, and I brought it here on the live.
Okay.
But dang, I am Asia baby. Everybody called me a racist. Oh, you're a racist. It's absolutely not what I meant. I meant that the filters aren't fair. That's a problem, TikTok. Can't you do better?
Okay, so.
But it wasn't the same after that. Once I did that, I could always feel it when I entered the live. You said that, Kelly, and no amount of time can fix that for people. Maybe it gets better, but it's not the same.
Okay, but people are hearing your explanation and hopefully can understand. I must have seen your explanation because I do remember your explanation for that, and maybe that's the reason that I have clarity on it. But let me ask you this: how can people think you're a racist and you help our community?
I don't know. I ask myself that too. I'm absolutely not a racist. People that say they aren't something, people are like, oh yeah, okay. But I get really sickened about attacks on black folks. I'm telling you, I get so really, really, really upset about that. I frequent the spaces because, God, look at what we did. Look at what we've done to people. It hurts me so bad. I don't like racism at all. So when that happened, that hurt me because I'm not that person.
Okay. I think you've explained that it was a bad, tasteful joke that wasn't well received. And
yep, I should have never said that.
Okay. Thank you for saying that.
And I did apologize. I was really sorry about that. I was sorry they didn't know of the conversation, how I felt about it. But you can't unring a bell. You can't put spilt milk back in a bottle. You can't fix that for people.
Okay, just one moment. Alexandria, giving money to black people don't mean you truly like us. I'm going to say this because I've had this conversation earlier. And everybody has the right to their opinion. But I'm going to ask you, how many, and I'm asking this to one of my commenters, one of my hater families, how many people have you seen on this app give someone in our community $67,000 to help us?
Chad, is it my phone? I can barely hear you. Is it mine? It got better.
Okay, I turned it around to me. I'm just going to ask that question, and it is not to say I'm not weighing in on, but see, Alexandria, let me explain. My question is, how many of us are on here in our circle is giving $67,000 to help the people in our community? And I'm not talking about all over TikTok everywhere. This money was given to people right here in all of our circles. And I'm going to ask you that question because I really wish I was in a position to, toss 67, just say 70,000 to just walk in a door and drop 8 lions. Just walk in a door and do that and walk on and not think anything about it. So I'm asking that question because I wanted you to be ready to have that conversation with me once I stop talking to Kelz, because I really want to know that. Because a lot of people say that people don't like us, or they're buying their way into our spaces, but that money is actually helping our community. So that'll be a conversation, and you know I rock with you, and I think you're a really strong Black young lady on this app, so I really want to have that conversation so that, you know, you always talk about us being old, so that someone like myself can truly understand it. So it won't be a debate, it'll be so that I can have an understanding of that. Okay, I'm sorry, Kelz, but I had to address that. Okay, now, okay, did Jen tell, I know I'm jumping all over the place because I'm trying to get all of this back together. Did Jen tell the $2 ladies Aries business?
I don't know if she told it to them, but she to me. And at the time when I was asked, Aries had called me, and prior to her calling me, I was speaking to Jaywalk.
Wait a minute, hold on 1 minute. They didn't hear me in the comments. I asked $2. I asked, did Jen tell the $2 ladies Aries business? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if she told the $2 ladies, but she told me.
Okay.
And at the time when Aries called me, I mean, this was in November of last year, I think before Thanksgiving. So when Aries called me and asked me if I had heard anything about her personal business, I didn't lie to her. I told her I had. When she asked that, I thought we were going to be done with it, you know. She asked me, and I said, yes, I had heard it. And she said, who told you? Well, at that time, I could not remember because there were several people talking about her.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Did she tell you all other folks' business, and did she tell you about Abundantly?
Yes.
Okay. You know, we want to know.
Me and Abundantly have talked before, and someone told me the other day, she said I asked money from Kelly and she gave it to me and I took it. And if she's going to give it to me, I'm going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jim didn't want me to give her anything. I didn't discuss with her abundantly anything, but when you get phone calls when you're talking to somebody, kind of like other situations, I say, I got to go, I got a phone call, Abundantly's called me.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want me really to help anybody. She didn't want me to, like Diamond Space, she didn't like that. She didn't seem to like that. If I was giving money to people. A lot of people don't like me to do that.
Okay. So do you think the reason that people, okay, let's be specific. Do you think the reason that Jen didn't like you gifting money to Diamond, everybody else, was because she wanted it for herself?
maybe that was some of it, but I don't really know. I honestly don't know. I just felt like it was a problem, though.